Agriculture. Agriculture, the cultivation of food and goods through farming, produces the vast majority of the world's food supply. It is thought to have been practiced sporadically for the past 13,000 years and widely established for only 7,000 years. In the long view of human history, this is just a flash in the span compared to nearly 200,000 years of our ancestors spent gathering, hunting in the wild. During its brief history, agriculture has radically transformed human societies and fueled a global population that has grown from 4 million to 7 billion since 10,000 BCE and is still growing. Centuries ago, families depended almost entirely on men's ability to get food. With their primitive weapons, large and swift animals often eluded them, and the hunters and their families frequently went for days without meat. While the men were hunting wild animals or birds for food, the women and children searched for edible vegetation. However, when the supplies of game and plants in that area were exhausted, the entire tribe was forced to move on to a new and hopefully better region. This led to the early people being nomadic beings. Then people made one of their greatest discoveries, agriculture. This revelation that plants could be cultivated and animals domesticated was one of the major steps in civilization. Agriculture did not by itself create civilization, but without it, people could not have settled in one place long enough to build a permanent home. Anthropologists are about when or how people first learned to farm, but they suggest it might have resulted from casual observation. Many tribes might have stayed in one place long enough to see a tree bear fruit for more than one season. Despite the exact circumstances, people did eventually recognize that they could have a dependable source of food if they planted seeds and later harvested their crops. About the same time as the growing of the first crops, men began domesticating animals. Over the years, they developed herds of animals for food and to aid in their work. With the cultivation of crops and domestication of animals, people had a fairly dependable and permanent food supply. This accomplishment allowed them to establish villages, and they had enough leisure time to ponder new ideas and keep records of events in their lives. With the discovery of agriculture, people ceased their primitive existence and began to build the foundation for civilization.